Welcome back to another episode of Sketchy Watercolor, where I paint a bunch of cool stuff I think is cool anyway, with my favorite mediums, watercolor and gouache. Need your help here, anyone who's in the audience paying attention. Do you like shorter episodes or longer episodes? Or both, like do 2 videos, one real time and one kind of quick, still with the voiceover. Let me know. So I'm working on a lot of several portraits right now. I want to improve that skill, and drawing faces and trying to get accurate likenesses definitely builds sketching and painting skills. And my goal is to work towards the style of other artists that I really appreciate, like James Gurney, Jared Cullum, the Paint Coach. The style that they tend to have is pretty loose and painterly and sometimes a bit animated, and yet also realistic enough that I feel like it's building my skill to work towards. So here I started with a basic pencil sketch, kept it really simple, pretty much basic line drawing, and I tend to use calipers to just check proportions, and I'm trying to simplify how many landmarks in the face I need to quickly get a pretty reasonable likeness. You might recognize this guy. This is Jacko Willink. I pulled it from the internet. It was fun to draw. He's got a really, I would say, easy face to draw, maybe, for getting some simple practice in. His face is pretty much exactly like the artist's head you use to look at face planes. Anyway, I used gouache here, but I used it very wet, so it's very much transparent for most of the drawing, and so just lots of water in order to kind of work towards the finished product instead of just me trying to go in too quick and then I get it wrong and then it's hard to go back. And I had a lot more success with this one than I did other ones. I think the trick is to try and figure out where your weaknesses are and then work towards practicing specifically improving those. And to do that on this one, I wanted to focus on getting my color temperatures right in order to more accurately capture likenesses in faces, because I tend to go too dark with darks and too light with lights, whereas to make it a little bit more accurate to real life, you got to get the color temperatures right. So warm and cool colors still within a relatively narrow value range. And to do that, I use the Zorn palette on this one. I feel like when I limit the paints I'm using, it tends to force me to think a little bit more. And I think practicing smarter helps you practice on that technique you're trying to build. So in this case, seeing the particular temperature shift is what I was trying to build, and the Zorn palette really forces you to do that. So I would definitely encourage anyone to try and play with that if you're trying to improve in that area. The Zorn palette is yellow, ochre, black, white, vermilion, and you can make all of these colors with, it's weird, but black, yellow, and red can make all the colors you see in a face. I'm doing all these cool head studies in my Pentalic watercolor sketchbook, which is super awesome for traveling, and hopefully when I fill it up, flipping back through and looking at things I've done. I think keeping a sketchbook is a really huge, important thing that really can give you a lot of inspiration to develop as an artist, to look back and see things you've done, months or years ago and what you're capable of doing now. And if you like it, hit the button, let me know, and check out my channel. There's others like this, and please let me know anything you would like to see and any questions you might have. Thank you.